Hello, this is Isaiah Lindsay, and this is my presentation on international recidivism. Now, before we begin, let's go ahead and define recidivism. Recidivism, simply put, is when an offender whom was previously imprisoned in a prison or a jail reintegrates into society only to recommit a crime. Now, with recidivism being defined, let's go ahead and get into my thesis statement. Now, my thesis states that recidivism is a product of a nation's societal values, morals, and ethics. To prove my thesis statement, I have chosen these three nations: Norway, the United States, and Ireland. What's interesting is these three nations all have unique cases of recidivism and their incarceration rates, as they're three completely different nations. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and discuss Norway first. According to Lynn Chloe Hagstrom, Norway is not only known for its beautiful fjord and mountains, it is also known for its progressive criminal justice system with somewhat luxurious facilities and accommodations, low incarceration rates, low recidivism rates. This success is largely attributed to the idea of restorative justice. To clarify, restorative justice is the concept of having the offender restore their character and making amends with society and their victim. As Hagstrom previously stated in her quote, Norway has one of the lowest incarceration rates in the world. Now, incarceration basically means imprisonment. Now, with that being said, it makes sense that Norway has one of the lowest recidivism rates in the world, as they completely reform their offenders. Now that we have covered Norway, let's move on to the United States. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, whom provides the statistics for the FBI, America has the highest recidivism rate in the world, as well as the highest incarceration rate. Now, there are many reasons why America has the highest recidivism rate in the world. And for that, we can look straight to Curley's article. Many applications will automatically disqualify those who have felony convictions, barring many former convicts. Those that make it through this step might be hit with a background check that disqualifies them as well. Now, let's move on to the second point. According to Urbina and Hamill, some judges are biased to sentencing the defendant, also known as the offender in a trial, for their own profit. Now, you may be wondering who may be profiting off of people being sent to jail, and for that, we have Cohen's article providing an answer. The two largest for-profit prison companies in the United States, which are GEO and Corrections Corporation of America, and their associates have funneled more than $10 million to candidates since 1989 and have spent nearly $25 million on lobbying efforts. To clarify, lobbying is sending an associate to a congressman or an authoritative figure and pressuring them to cave into an agenda or some type of motive. Now, with that being said, let's move on to our final example, which is Ireland. Now, surprisingly enough, Ireland's rates of crime and recidivism are very close to America's. McMahon begins to discuss the shocking statistic in his article. The Republic of Ireland is the deadliest place to live in the British and Irish Isles. An independent analysis of homicide rates over the last decade reveals that you are almost 6 times more likely to be shot and killed, and in the 26 counties as you are in England and or Wales. McMahon continues to discuss the shocking statistic with an explanation. Gang members know that if they are confronted by Gardaí, also known as the Irish police, they will almost certainly have the upper hand when it comes to firearms. Irish police have extendable batons and pepper spray, While Irish criminals have Glocks and AK-47s, there can be only one winner. With that being said, anyone can conclude why Ireland has such a high recidivism and incarceration rates. The Irish Mafia. If a if an Irish mobster goes behind bars, they are most likely to just go back into society and rejoin with the Irish Mafia, seeing as it's their way of life. Now that we've discussed all three of the examples, let's move on to the refute. Yakima in his book states most correctional practitioners agree the key to successful reentry is education. This is wrong for many reasons. First, we examine this from our Irish and American recidivating issues. Irish mobsters can be educated, but they're simply stuck in the Irish mafia's way of life. And regarding America, education is nice to have, but as Curley stated, having a conviction on your record eliminates almost all chances of reintegrating into society. And with that, let's summarize what we have learned. Norway has a very peaceful society compared to the other examples and maintains the lowest imprisonment and recidivism rates. America has the highest recidivism rate due to the fact they have opportunistic judges and lobbyists. Meanwhile, it's nearly impossible for an ex-offender to get a new job once they are released from prison and attempt to reintegrate with society. And as we discussed in Ireland, just the Irish Mafia. There's not much they can do about that.